Let's take a look at a distillation apparatus that has some problems with it. The first thing I notice here is that even though the water is on at a pretty fast pace, the condenser doesn't seem to be filling up. So this is never going to get very cold, and some of our vapors might travel all the way and escape rather than condensing and being collected. And the problem here is that the water's been hooked up backwards, and the water in is coming from the top, and so it just drains down to the bottom and drains out. So remember, the proper placement, the proper attachment is that water goes in through the bottom so that it fills up and then goes out through the top. Okay, another problem I see is that after we've finally assembled this, these two glass joints are not properly fitting. So I'm going to need to make some adjustments there with my clamp so that they fit more perfectly. I also take a look at my thermometer placement, and this looks a little too high because my vapors now can come up and enter into my condenser without ever being recorded by the thermometer, and so we wouldn't be getting an accurate temperature here. So again, you want to make sure that if we take a look at that angle of the arm, that your thermometer bulb is at or below that position. And finally, let's see, we come down. When I look at this total column, I see it's pretty tilted. It's not very vertical. And so again, that's going to give a very, very slow distillation because we're going to get a lot of reflux there. So I think we should straighten that out before we proceed. And finally, down here, I see that we have our heating mantle, but it looks like we're just ready to take this and plug it straight into the wall. Okay, the problem is the heating mantle is nothing more than a coil of wires, and so it has no temperature control on it. So if we were to plug this straight into the wall, which has a full voltage coming through it, this is just going to continue to heat and heat and heat with no limit until it finally catches fire, and that is not what we want. So we want to make sure that this is always plugged into a variac, a rheostat, which has a voltage adjustment, and that's the way we're going to be able to adjust the heat to make sure we're not heating too strongly.